Welcome back to Mixed Fitness Arts. You're here with Davey. Thanks for showing up with me today. Right after our warm-up in just a bit, we are gonna work through a few sequences of exercises consisting of 3 movements for 2 rounds each. One of those exercises will be upper body, one will be lower body, and one will be core oriented. From there, we're gonna wind things down and do a little bit of stretch work. All you gotta do is follow along and do your best. All right, so kicking things off with our warm-up, we got 3 movements that we're gonna do for just a couple quick rounds here. We're gonna start with our standing quad stretch here. I want you just to hold it for a few seconds. We're gonna drop into a squat, pop up on the other side, hold for a few seconds, back down in a squat. Takes a little bit to establish your balance here. Do your best. Drop in that squat, stand nice and tall, big pull. Drop in a squat, stand nice and tall, big pull. Here we're kind of simultaneously activating those quads as well as stretching them. If you're a little bit unstable or unbalanced like me right now, do your best to just kind of establish some stability on each side as we kind of calibrate things with our warm-up. Go ahead and give me 2 more reps here. Drop in that squat. Last time, final squat, and pop right back up. Now we're gonna work with our upper body. We're gonna start with some super big arm circles going forward, loosen up that shoulder joint. In a lot of our major joints of our body, we have something called synovial fluid. Once we start moving around, we stimulate this synovial fluid in that joint cavity that kind of lubricates things a little bit, makes them slide a little bit more easily, makes things more comfortable in those joints, helps loosen things up. If you haven't already gone backwards, now go ahead and reverse those arm circles, getting all those juices flowing throughout that shoulder joint. All right, now go back to forward. We're just gonna go a little bit baby arm circles here. Small circles moving forward, and then we're gonna go small circles backwards. You'll notice we have already got a little bit of burn going in those delts. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and switch sides, moving backwards. Super quick way to get some activation going in those shoulders. Last few seconds here, 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, now we have kind of an assisted lateral lunge here. I want you to orient yourself in a nice wide stance. The assistance is gonna come from our upper body. I want you to drop into one hip here, whether it's your left or your right, doesn't really matter. See if you can walk yourself across the floor. In doing so, I'm loading my lower body into my hips, but I'm also getting a nice stretch in the adductors here. Staying nice and low throughout. Notice using my hands or fingers to walk myself side to side. And I'm pausing at each end just for like a couple seconds. Let the lower body activate here. You should feel those quads kick in. Working your way nice and slowly left to right. And even though I'm leaning forward, my back is nice and flat, or as flat as you can make it. If you're able to tell from the side here, we want to keep as much as we can a neutral spine so that we're not overly rounding the shoulders. Obviously, it's pretty tough to accomplish in this position, so do your best. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and pop up. We're gonna kick into round 2 here of that warm-up, back to our standing quad stretch, into our bodyweight squat, right back up to the other side. Just capturing about a 2 to 3 second stretch here in those quads. We call these dynamic stretches. Anytime you're kind of moving throughout a range of motion actively as opposed to just holding it in a static position, we call it sort of a dynamic stretch. It is a nice complementary additive to dynamic warm-up. Brief little quad stretch at the top, drop into that squat at the bottom. Give me 3 more reps here. You might even notice this time around you have a little bit of extra range of motion. Last rep or 2 here, drop in that squat and finish out that opposing side. All right, one more time, nice and big with those circles in the arms going forward. Make the circles as big and as exaggerated as you can. You might even feel a little stretch throughout the chest, everywhere that the shoulder attaches to the upper body. Now go ahead and switch it in reverse. Going backwards, same thing here. Really exaggerate whatever range of motion you have available to you. And then finally, we're gonna Rinse and repeat one more time, moving forward. Baby arm circles, really isolate a little bit of a burn, get some blood going up there. And now finish in reverse. Nice. Should have already felt that burning sensation kick in up there. And go ahead and relax. We're gonna kick things off with our workout in just a bit. We have our last set of this lateral lunge. We're gonna assist the movement, remember, with our upper body. So I'm crawling my hands side to side with that nice wide base, staying super low. You can kind of manipulate this stretch however feels most comfortable for you. If you can't quite go as wide, that's okay. Goal is to get as low as possible at each end, however. The primary stretch you're gonna feel here, for most people, like I said, those adductors, what we call them, the medial hamstrings or inner thigh muscles, some combination of those. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and pop up out of that last side. All right, we're gonna start things off here now with our first circuit. Like I mentioned earlier, we have 3 movements. One of them is upper body, one of them is lower body, and then one of them is core oriented. We're gonna do each one of those for 2 rounds. Our first exercise, what we call a skydiver push-up. We have 2 movements that make up one exercise. The first movement is a skydiver. You might have seen or done one of these before if you've worked out with me. We're bridging off the ground. Great posterior chain exercise. Then we're pushing in a strict push-up off the floor. Lift, squeeze, push. So we're working the back side of the body at the bottom, and then the top side at the top, or the front side rather. Front being chest and shoulders. Obviously there's a little bit of triceps involved there as well. So nice and strict with those skydiver push-ups. That's exercise number 1. To give you a quick preview, exercise number 2 is gonna be a 3-tiered set of what we have: jump squats, drop squats, and body weight squats. The jump squat is here. We're gonna do 5 reps, just like that. Then we're gonna go straight into drop squats, just like this, a slightly lower impact version. And then we'll finish that off with 5 body weight squats. Jump squat, drop squat, body weight squat there. Our last portion of this circuit are gonna be candlesticks. You're gonna lie back down on the mat from here, kick the feet up, and then kick the feet out. Notice at the top, my shoulders are coming all the way off that mat. My legs are fully extended there. Those were our 3 movements. We'll get into the first one in just a second. Skydiver push-up. Emphasize quality over quantity here if you can. With these skydiver push-ups, more specifically, if you need to, drop down to those knees at any point, okay? First set of skydiver push-ups in 3, 2, 1. Lift, squeeze, and push. Notice my shoulders, hips, and knees coming off the ground at the same time. I'm not doing the worm, right? Lift, squeeze, push and drive. Lift, squeeze, push and drive. You just gotta do that skydiver for a split second. Great way to break up these push-ups. It allows us to last a little bit longer and get more out of these push-ups, make them nice and strict, as opposed to just doing a straight set. Great job. Give me 3 more reps. Big squeeze, big push. 2 more, big squeeze, big push. Last one, big squeeze, and big push. Great job. For these squats coming up next, if you do not want to do the jump squats and you feel like maybe it's posing a little bit of a risk for your knees or you're working through some kind of an injury, feel free to modify. You can make each one of them body weight. Remember, we have 5, 5, and 5. 5 jump squats, 5 drop squats, and then 5 regular squats. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right into our drop squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 regular squats. Straight into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great job. If you can't get your hips past your knees, it's okay. Remember, get as low as you can. Do your best with every movement. Give me what you got. Finishing off this circuit, round 1 of this circuit with our candlesticks here. moving it right along into the core. Remember, kicking up and kicking out. 3, 2, 1. Big kick up, big kick out. Great job. A combination of upper and lower abdominals here. Try to establish a bit of a rhythm with these reps. Notice at the top right here, the only thing touching the ground are my hands and my hips. Great job. Big kick out. Keep that core strong. 4 more. 3 more. Excellent work. 2 more. And last one. Excellent job. All right. That was round 1. Round 2, you know what's coming. Same thing. Grab a quick drink. Wipe off the sweat. Hopefully you got a little bit of sweat going so far. Like I do if you're pushing the pace. Quick little swig and breather, and we're right back into round 2 here. Once again, 3 movements: upper body, lower body, and core. Starting it off with those skydiver push-ups. A great way to enhance your push-up game, make your reps a bit more strict. These are very quality oriented. We don't have to bang out a million of them. We're trying to get the best possible reps, simultaneously lifting our chest, our hips, and our knees off the floor. Give me what you got. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lift, squeeze, push up off the floor. Lift, squeeze, push up off the floor. At any point, drop down to the knees. Don't take any time off, even during that skydiver. Want a nice, solid, strong bridge off the floor. Great work. Give me 3 more reps. Skydiver, push up. 1. Good. Skydiver, push up. 2. Last time. Skydiver and push up. Great work. It's a lot of reps. And remember, hopefully quality over quantity there. All right, moving into our next set. Remember, if you don't really like those jump squats, or if you live in an apartment where your neighbor below you are gonna hear these, feel free to revert to either the drop squat option, which are a little bit lower impact, or stick with the bodyweight squats. The minimum is 15 total. As I'm breaking it down, 5, 5, and 5. We're gonna start with those jump squats in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 5 reps. 1, land soft. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right into those drop squats. 1, 2. Nice work. 3, 4, 5. Finishing it off body weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent work. Try to avoid cheating the depth in those squats. If you have the range of motion available to you, access it. Get down there as low as we can. All right, finishing off round 2 of this circuit, the final round with our candlesticks. From this position, kicking straight up and straight out. Clock starts in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Up and out. Up and out. Nice work. Stay with me. You'll notice not any one of these exercises is performed for very long. So as soon as we start, commit to the end of each set. We're not going very long. Keep moving with me. 4 more reps. Nice. 3 more. Last 2. And last time through, kick up and kick out nice and strong. Great work. Woo! 2 rounds of our first rotation done. Now we have our second rotation coming up next. Once again, same thing, but we have 2 rounds of different movements. A little preview of coming attractions. This first exercise is gonna be upper body oriented, just like our last circuit. We call these I's, Y's, and T's. You might have seen or done these before in the gym. It's a great warm-up exercise for the shoulder, but it's also just a great strength and mobility exercise. The I orientation is right here, the Y is here, and then the T is here. We're accessing 3 different planes of range of motion in that shoulder joint to really maximize the natural range of motion that we have available to us while working those deltoids. That's the first movement. We're gonna alternate those I's, those Y's, and those T's in a sequence together. Then we have alternating lunges. From here, stepping forward, bringing most of our weight into this front leg. I'm alternating left and right. There's no stoppage of this movement. It's a continuous sequence, a continuous loop of reps, left side and right side. Our last one, we have a plank with a crossover knee tuck. So we're gonna be on our mat. Our last core exercise was on our back. This one, we're gonna be face down and we're crossing over here, aiming the knee straight towards the opposing elbow. Those are the three exercises: upper body, lower body, and core. We're gonna start off with those I's, Y's, and T's in 3, 2, and 1. Hinge forward, my hips are back, reach up, reaching that Y, and then reaching the T. You probably know now where the exercise gets its name from, right? We're making the Y's in the YMCA. The T is straight out to the sides. The I nice and narrow overhead, as narrow as we can make it. Keep alternating between these 3 movements. Reach, bring it back, reach, bring it back, and reach. If you're not going as far as you can in every direction, you're not doing it right. Give me every inch of range of motion you have available to you. Give me one more cycle. Reach out, and then in the Y, finish off with a T. Get some spicy shoulders there. Great bodyweight exercise, nice primer for the shoulders, whether it's a warm-up or just as its own isolated strength exercise. All right, moving into those alternating lunges. If your knees don't like forward lunges, feel free to either cut down the range of motion or revert it into a reverse lunge. Most people tend to have a little bit better tolerance for the reverse lunge in terms of knee stiffness, that type of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and step forward on my mat. 3, 2, 1. Lightly touch that back knee. Whether you're doing a forward lunge like this or a reverse lunge like this, the emphasis is always on that front leg. The back leg is along for the ride. We're not trying to load up that back knee so much. The emphasis being the front quad and glute as our primary target muscle groups. Big, powerful step, switch. Big, powerful step, switch. Looking good. Just maximizing the potential of each set here individually. Great job. Give me 4 more reps, 2 more each side. 1, 2, 3, last time, and 4. Rest and breathe, nice work. Okay, we're gonna be back down on the mat. This time, like I mentioned in our a little bit earlier, plank position, we're crossing over, knee to opposite elbow, all right? 3, 2, 1, lock in the core, tuck, tuck. You don't have to physically touch the knee to the elbow, but do your best, right? Tuck the tailbone ever so slightly. That'll help recruit more of your core. Crossover, crossover. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just a short amount of time, you can really feel that light up the abdominals, the transverse abdominis, those obliques, all the tertiary core muscles there, everything working together. All right, quick little breather. We're back on our feet. One more round. I, Y, and T. Let's get it. 3, 2, 1. Hips back, reach out there. Brief little pause. Brief little pause, and brief little pause at the end range of each individual repetition if you can. We'll get a little bit more out of each rep if we're able to add that quick little pause out there. Capture every ounce of contraction potential out of the deltoids. Should be getting spicy. Nice work. Reach. Reach. And reach. Good. One more time through. Out in the I. Out in the Y. Finishing with that T. And rest and breathe. Great job. All right, moving into our alternating lunges. Take your spot on your mat. If you're doing it like I am, without much rest, your heart rate's gonna be pretty jacked up. 3, 2, 1, here we go. When we do that, we cut down the rest, we can simultaneously get a little bit stronger and more fit. It's kind of a hybrid zone that's multifaceted, helping improve some baseline strength for just some body weight exercises, but also working the heart and the lungs together. Great job. Finish out. We're almost home. Nice, strong, and powerful strides with each step. If you can, emphasize driving through the heel as opposed to the toe. That'll help our hips and glutes work a little harder as opposed to our knees. 3 more reps. Nice. 2 more. Good. Last one. And rest. Nice job. We're back on our mat last time through with the plank, crossing over knee to elbow. 3, 2, 1, reach. Reach. I could already feel the fatigue still left over from last round. These are some pretty serious reps. Add that slight rotation, drive that knee. The farther the knee travels, the better. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Woo! Those are spicy. Feeling that one head to toe. I don't know about you guys. Upper body, core, lower body, and everything in between. Excellent job. We're gonna cool things down here, which is a couple movements really quick. Our first being a nice static deep squat. If you're already kneeling like me right here, we're pretty much halfway there. All I want you to do, widen your feet out into whatever squat position feels natural or comfortable. I'm actually supporting myself with my hands on top of my feet or my shoes. And I'm just kind of feeling this out, finding all the nooks and crannies of this movement, keeping my hips as low as I can. It's a great hip opener. Working on your squat depth will help improve your technique no matter what. And not only that, but will help your technique in a lot of other lower body exercises as well. Great stuff. Make this a little bit more comfortable if you can. If you need to take a quick break and bounce out of it, feel free to do so. Last few seconds here for me. I'm moving side to side just to find a little bit more range of motion within this squat. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and relax, bring it up. We're gonna kick one leg in front of us, the opposite leg behind us, doesn't matter which one it is. I want you to hinge forward, and if you can, peel that toe up. What that's gonna do is trigger a response out of the hamstring and out of the gastroc, the quad down here. If you feel like you want less calf or gastroc and more hamstring, you can go flat-footed. You'll notice you can kind of manipulate that stretch depending on the position of your foot. So feel free to play around with that for the next few seconds. Lengthen all those muscles collectively on the backside of the thigh and the lower leg. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and bring it up. Switch sides. We'll finish it off here on that opposing side. If you're like me, you might notice one side tends to feel a little bit tighter than the other. Feel free to spend more time on that respective side. Finish up on that final side, bring it back to center. Excellent stuff, guys. I appreciate you committing this 20 minutes with me today. It doesn't always get easier, but we do get better at it. Appreciate your time today. I'll see you next time.